and
X.
so 27 plus 36 plus x should all add up to 180. Combine like terms, 27 and 36 make
63.
subtract 63 from both sides. What is it? 127. Oh, we have a debate. 117 is correct. So the good thing about this is we're going to start using 180 quite a bit, probably all the way until February because triangles end in February, right? And it is October right now, so you'll be very confident with your adding and subtracting to make things equal 180. So x is 117.
Just do y, because then we can subtract 117 from
So again, we use this definition of a linear pair and say that 117 and y have to make 180 together. So 117 plus y equals 180. What is that?
63.
What is it?
63.
63?
Yes.
That's weird. It happened again.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's called math magic. Now we're into the right triangle or the triangle on the right, not necessarily a right triangle. Okay, so we have a 63-degree angle, a 95-degree angle, and a z-degree angle, and it's our job to figure out how many degrees z is. 63 and 95 and z all add up to 180. What is it? 158 plus z equals 180. And then always look at the big picture. There's 27 and 131 and 22 add up to 180. Yes, it does. So your triangle is correct. Yay! So again, a little bit too easy for you guys. Whole numbers, not bad. This is more of a creative question. Because can you look at it and say x is this big?
But can't you just like add them together and make it?
Add them together and make it equal to 180.
Add 90 degrees, 5x plus 5, 2x plus 1. That equals 180.
So you have made the correct assumption that this is how many degrees?
Yeah.
So that is a geometry concept, knowing that is 90 degrees. So now we say that 90 and 2x plus 1 and 5x plus 5 all add up to equal 180 degrees. You guys still need help with your algebra. Some of y'all combine like terms. You like to combine the numbers or the x terms first.
And that's 7x.
12.
2x's
7x.
and 5x's. We still need some help. Make 7x's. Combine all your numerical terms.
96.
90 plus 1 plus 5 is positive 96.
12 is foreshadowing.
Subtract 96 from both sides. Seven x equals 80. Divide both sides by 7. X equals 12. But don't stop there because
Plug it in.
some of you guys think that 143 plus 47 equals 180. Always go back and check your work. What is 2 times 12 plus 1? 25. Uh-oh. What is 5 times 12 plus 5? Now that you see the answer, is there a more efficient way to get there?
You just combine the like terms.
But is that equally efficient? So I combine like terms in my head, and I said this. Am I allowed to do that? So I know that 90 degrees is already spoken for. So how big do the other two angles have to add up to? 90 degrees. That may be easier for you guys to see, and there's less areas for you guys to make mistakes. So if you actually say that 5x plus 2x is 12x, that's an easier thing to not do. Right? It still works out the exact same. Subtract 6 from both sides, you get 7x equals 84. Alright?
Now it all has to be.
Then now there is no way to cheat and be efficient. They all have to add up to 180. So you want to do it efficiently, or you want to do it the long, drawn out process way? Man, I'm about to reflect y'all's energy up here. It's going to be great. Efficiently. 7 x's, 7 x's, and 5 x's make how many x's total? Sure? Add all the x's. Combine all the numbers. 7 minus 1 plus 2. So taking a mental step to write our first algebraic step. Combine all the letters in our head, combine all the numbers in our head, and write our algebraic expression. Minus 9 from both sides. X equals 9. Divide both sides by 19. So I got 63 minus 1, 62. 63 plus 8, 71. And 45 plus 2 is 47. My mental calculator says those all add up to 180. Alright guys, that's 90% of the learning. 90% of the learning. Here's the last 10%. Man, I don't really care about this. I care about this. Alright? So in triangles, we have that same term called interior versus exterior. So where do you think 2 and 3 are?
Interior.
Where do you think 1 is? Exterior. So if you call this the exterior angle, is that in your notes? Right? That makes 1 and 2 interior angles, but they're very specific interior angles. We call them remote interior angles. They're remote because they are nowhere close to the exterior angle. So I like to call this remote angle and remote angle. And now this other beautiful mathematics presents itself. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. So some people don't use this because you don't have to. You can use the definition of a linear pair to explain that. So I'm going to jump back through here just for a second. In this scenario, this angle is now known as an exterior angle. It is on the exterior of this triangle on the left. So if I add its two remote interior angles, does 59 plus 43 equal 102? Yes. Okay, so that's called the exterior angle sum theorem. I can do that the other way. This is a remote interior angle. This is a remote interior angle. If you add those two together, it equals the sum of the exterior angle. So you can use those remote angles that are far away and add them together to get this measure of this exterior angle. The same thing happens for this one. If this 117 is the exterior angle, what are the two remote angles that 22 and 95? So 22 and 95 do make 117. Now, if y is the exterior angle, what are the two angles that add up to make that exterior angle? Okay, so you don't have to use it because if you have one of these two, you can use the linear pair definition. Now, in this class, I will force you to use that. So let's look at this one. The one, the red one. That should be on your notes. It's number 1. So, do we have any way to solve for this angle right here?
Yes.
We do, don't we? It's supplementary. So if this angle is 120, how big does this one have to be? 60. So do you have to use the exterior angle sum theorem? No. Now I have two angles on the inside of my triangle and one angle that's missing. So you can use any one you want. Does it change the value of x? Well, how big is x? You can do that two different ways. 70 plus 50 equals 120. Or you can say 50 plus 60 plus 70 equals 180. What about the blue triangle? I'm going to force you guys to use the exterior angle sum theorem. Where the remote angles add up to equal the exterior angle. And you can always check and verify that 65 and 115 do add up to 180. So not oftenly used, but equally impressive. I'm going to skip that one for this reason. Now, this is number 10 on the bottom right-hand corner. Is there any way to cheat here? There is no way to cheat. Hint, hint, hint. There is no way to cheat. So you have to use the definition of the exterior angle sum theorem. What does the exterior angle sum theorem state?
For each exterior angle of the triangle, the two interior angles that are not next to it are its remote interior angles.
So what are the two remote interior angles?
4x plus 5.
So 4x plus 5 and
3x.
3x. If you add those two together, it should equal the sum of the exterior angle. There's no way to cheat and use a linear pair here. So I can combine like terms on the left-hand side of the equal sign. 3x's and 4x's make 7x's with a positive 5. And then bring my right side down. And now we're stuck with an algebraic expression. I would recommend subtracting 7x's from both sides. And x equals 1.
9.
No, 9. Add 4 to both sides. Please, please, please check your work. 3 times 9. 4 times 9 plus 5. 8 times 9 minus 4. Does 27 plus 41 equal 68? Yes, it does. Now that I have that this angle is 68 degrees, now you can get in here and say that angle is 112. Cool, right? How do y'all feel about this right now? Yes, sir.
I was confused at the bottom right there with 4 plus 4.
Oh yeah, so I put think I added that on accident. It is -4. I don't know why I changed that. So the opposite of -4 is +4. Sorry. You feel good about it? Are you ready for a really pre-AP question?
Yes.
I'm not changing anything. Now come back to that. There it is. The angles of a triangle have a ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. What is the measure of the smallest angle?
I know how to do this.
Do you?
I'm pretty sure.
What's the first thing you should probably do?
Draw a triangle.
Draw a triangle. Anywhere you want. You can just watch it, you can write it down. Hint, hint, hint. Hint. It's a big hint. Huh? No, I'm just saying, I would probably pay attention to this one. You might see it in the near future. Now what? So we have a ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. Does that even help us? What are you saying? What are you shaking your head? What are we doing?
I think 3x times 4x, or 3x, 4x, and 5x.
All the angles have a ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. So each angle is 3x, 4x, and 5x. So if you add all those angles together, what should it equal?
12x.
No, 180. Because they're angle measurements. And yes, you're right, 3x plus 4x plus 5x equals 180, and after you combine like terms, you get 12x. Divide both sides by 12, x equals 15. Don't stop there. 3 times 5, 15 is? 4 times 15,
60.
5 times 15.
75.
Does it work?
Yes.
And the answer to this question is
Yes.
No,
45
190.
45 degrees. 45 degrees. What's the measure of the small thing?
smallest angle is 45 degrees. So x is 15. They do all add up to 180, but the measure of the smallest angle is 45 degrees. All right. And then just to tie all this together, I told you these things would never go away. Guys, there's 23 missing angles. I have one that has 100 missing angles. And the regular kids get a month to work on that for an extra credit, 100. Now, what do you see here? Why is all this tied together?
Just did like all the measurements.
That's called parallel lines and transversals.
This is the wrong triangle.
What? They're all triangles. I don't see any triangles up there.
There's like a bunch of them.
There's a lot.
How
of
many is a bunch?
1, 2, 3.
You can't count to 4.
There's not. There's one.
There's 4.
There's
nothing
one
else.
triangle right here. There's 2 triangles right here. 3 triangles down here. 4 triangles over here. 4 is a hard number to count to. I get that. Now, the process is basic. You go back to what we were doing. How big is angle 1?
100.
Vertical angle. How big is angle 3? 80. Supplementary. How big is angle 2? 80. You can say supplementary or vertical angles. Because the black lines are parallel, if this angle is 100, how big is angle 4? And then you start copying your math around, right? All the same numbers pop up. And then the red transversal is kind of mathed out. I can't really do any more math on the red transversal, but I can slide over to the purple transversal and dance over there. If this is 130, 130. 50. Jeez. So, corresponding angle says if angle 15 is 50 degrees, how big is angle 9?
50.
Vertical angles. linear pair, vertical angles. Hooray! I get to use math I just learned today. And that little bitty baby triangle, how big is angle 8? If you have a 50-degree angle, an 80-degree angle, and an unknown angle, the only number that works there is 50. Because 50 plus 50 equals 180. So now the purple transversal is done. Let's go to the blue transversal. How big is angle 18?
120. 660. That looks crazy.
Right here. So I have 120 degrees here, 50 degrees here, 10 degrees here. And you guys think, that's kind of cool, but you don't see it all. There's always more. How many degrees are in that triangle? 10 plus 120 plus 50 is 180. How many degrees are in this triangle? 80, 50, and 50 make 180. And then I could say, does 50 plus 50 equal 100? Whoa. Whoa. Does 120 plus 10 equal 130? Yes. But even cooler, how many degrees are in there? 360. Does that make any sense if there's 360 degrees in there? How many degrees are in this one? Is that a coincidence? No, it's not, because as soon as you cut this four-sided figure in half and make two triangles, 180 plus 180 will always equal 360. There's a lot of crazy stuff in there. So I'm going to ask you guys to grab a book or snap a photo of that. Your homework is on the top of your paper, or it was, so they got erased. Does anybody have a clean copy of that? It's page 114, 2 through 7, 11 through 13, and 16 through 19. So there's 2 through 7. Y'all can always airdrop these or text these to each other, or you can get a book and you can do it that way. There's 2 through 7. Sorry. And then here's, you ready for the next one? No? Ready? 11 through 13. And these are going to be on YouTube as well today, so you can just steal them off of the YouTube. And 16 through 19. So if you don't have a good picture, you can steal that from a neighbor. You do have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to get a book and get pictures of those. You have 10 minutes to get paper out and work on those. Whatever you need. If I didn't do a good job at stopping that, so you